Howdy folks, Spencer here, and today I'll be taking a look at the latest updates for the event campaign on both PC and console. As always, chapters to each topic are listed down below. And for those of you interested in picking up a physical copy of some of your favorite ships from either Star Trek or Battlestar Galactica, then Real Merch has you covered. They've just had a resupply of several previously sold out ship models, like the Enterprise D, the Enterprise E, the Pathfinder from Stowe, and even the Borg Cube from First Contact. And on the BSG side, they now carry most of that lineup that Eagle Moss did, including some of the highly desired models like the Blood and Chrome Viper and the Blood and Chrome Galactica. If any of this is of interest to you, I'll have links down below, and you can get a 10% discount on your order by using code CasualSAB at checkout. And the first event campaign update is regarding the T6 coupons you get from completing the event campaign. And this comes from Reddit, thanks to Alfarn and Neok182 for getting this post up. Basically, they contacted support to ask why they couldn't pick up some ships with their coupons, and Cryptic Support told them that these T6 coupons from the event campaign, the restriction on them is that you can't use them on any ship that is less than 2 years old. If you do find a ship that is newer than that accepts these coupons, like the Dyson Science Destroyers, that is a bug and probably will not last. So if you were wondering why you weren't able to select some ships with your event campaign T6 coupons, this is the restriction in place. And if you have a specific ship that you're wanting to get, you're going to have to wait until it's over 2 years old before you can use a coupon on it. And the other event campaign news is that both PC and console have their next event campaign events starting up this Thursday, August 22nd. So I want to take a look at both of these events, and we're going to start off here with the one on console, A Good Day to Die. For PC players, I'll have a timestamp up on screen now if you want to skip ahead to the PC event info. Okay, so for console, again, this is the Good Day to Die event. It starts up this Thursday, August 22nd, and is running up through September 12th. You need 14 days of participation to complete this specific event, but it is running for 21 days, meaning you can continue to play it for those extra 7 days and earn extra dilithium each day, and 50 event campaign progress every additional day that you complete it. So the TFOs you can do for this are Defense of Starbase 1, To Hell with Honor, Battle of the Binary Stars, Remain Klingon, Operation Repost, and Best Served Cold. To Hell with Honor is going to be the fastest if you're in a high DPS build that has good maneuverability. Otherwise, just do Defense of Starbase 1. And for the reward here, on top of the normal lithium and all that you get, you're also getting the Temporal Disorder console, and I can show you the tooltip of this and the effect. So this is the tooltip for that console. The passive on it is immunity to all damage for 3 seconds when hull below 50%. This can be triggered once every 60 seconds. And for the clicky, this is going to create 4 temporal duplicates of your ship, which will taunt foes, and upon their death, they'll do a radiation explosion and a hold to any nearby foes. So this summons 4 temporal duplicates of your ship for 60 seconds. Again, they taunt, they deal the radiation damage and hold upon their death in a 5-kilometer sphere around them. And to you, upon death or their expiration, you will get a speed and turn rate boost for 15 seconds. This console does have a slightly longer recharge time than normal though, and the effect here does last a pretty decent time at 60 seconds. So even though the cooldown's a bit longer, with Uncon and the Voven console, I think you can easily work around that. Now, the nice thing too with this is that the visual effect, the temporal duplicates this calls in, these will each have a different Vandy shield on your ship. So it's 4 copies of your ship, each with a different random Vandy shield. And you can use this even with the largest ships out there. So you see I've got the Borg Assimilator here, and when I hit this console, it's doing the 4 duplicates of my ship, and they each have different Vandy shields. So it's a really neat little console there. Definitely good for like budget survivability, or if you're doing a pet spam build. And ultimately, this is not the hardest event campaign to do. Defense of Starbase 1 and To Hell with Honor are pretty easy TFOs to get through, even in a pug environment, especially with them being on normal for the event. So you know, I think this console is good enough that you should definitely take the time to go out and pick it up. And for those of us on PC, the 5th event campaign event for this year is the Flagship Celebration event. This is running from August 22nd up through September 12th, and as with any of the other event campaign events, you only need 14 days of participation to complete this specific event and get the reward from it, but it is up for 21 days, and you can continue to play it for the additional 7 days after you've completed it to get some additional dilithium and also 50 event campaign progress every single day. So the queues that are eligible for this event are Borg Disconnected, Upiter Eratus, Swarm, and Synthwave. Upiter Eratus is probably going to be the most popular option here. I predict a lot of Nandarian defenders in there. And the reward this time around is the Kittimer Defender Space Set on top of your standard dilithium. And now I want to take a look at the Kittimer Defender Space Set, which is composed of a shield array, impulse engine, and deflector array. And there is a 2- and 3-piece set bonus. So starting off with the shield array, this is a regenerative shield array, and it is built for frontline combat and survivability. This helps you lead the charge and punish any who oppose you. To help with this, the shield has active sensors which track the current status of each facing shield. If any enemy's attack damages the hull below a down-facing shield, the sensors trigger an instant retaliation which blasts that enemy with an anti-proton beam. Each facing shield must be regenerated up to at least 25% before being able to retaliate again. I just feel like this is probably not going to do much, to be honest with you. I will be very surprised if this anti-proton damage from this ends up being anything substantial. Next up, we have the impulse engines. This unique propulsion system uses a rebuilt Hyper Impulse engine as its base. The original engine was modified to make it perform more like a combat engine without sacrificing all of its greater thrust capacity. This engine is modified to increase shield regeneration based on current throttle. It has a higher base speed and turn rate compared to standard combat engines. This doesn't sound really that impressive at all to me, to be honest. And then we have the deflector array. This emphasizes shield durability, helping you dive into the front lines by vastly amplifying your shield capacity and shield regeneration. To ensure that you are able to dish out punishment to any who dare to oppose you, it also provides bonuses to your critical hit chance and anti-proton damage, the Kittimer Alliance's hallmark. So we'll have to see what the numbers are there, but this does sound like it might be a nice budget account-wide alternative to the fleet colony deflector that everyone uses. And for the 2-piece set bonus, equipping 2 pieces of the set gives you a bonus to shield regeneration and shield hardness. So we'll have to wait and see what the numbers are, but my guess is probably not that good. And the 3-piece set bonus is going to grant you the Power Coordinated Empowering Anti-Proton Field. By the faction's powers combined, you and your team get cloaked briefly and gain empowered shield regeneration and damage bonus. Also, a damaging anti-proton field forms centered on you and your teammates, dealing damage to any enemy caught inside. The field's damage scales up with the amount of enemies inside the field. Oh boy. So I really, really hope that when they say get cloaked, that this is not the version of getting cloaked that turns your weapons offline. Because if it is, this 3-piece would be a massive troll ability. But I have to imagine that they have made sure it is not the version of cloak that is going to shut your weapons offline for your allies. So hopefully they've thought of that, and then that means that this would just be an area of effect, giving your teammates some shield regen, a damage bonus, and some stealth to make them not be as visible to their enemies. So I seriously hope that that is the correct version of cloak that they've implemented here. It would be really, really quite devastating to have a troll ability like that put into the game. So my thoughts on this 3-piece set, it'll be a good budget option, I imagine, but I think once you have access to rep and fleet gear, this set probably won't matter much to you. And that pretty much wraps up the updates for the event campaign. Again, these events are starting up on PC and console this Thursday, August 22nd, and are going to be running up through September 12th. I imagine the next event campaign events that we get will not happen until November, because September is probably going to have a red alert after this, followed by the next season dropping, and then as we head into October, we'll probably have the Halloween event starting, And then after that Halloween event would be the next event campaign event. And then in December would be the winter event. And then for console, the final event for the 2024 event campaign would then again happen in January of 2025. But I think PC will be finishing up their event campaign this November. So if you guys are looking to get caught up on the event campaign, make sure you're participating for as many days of this event as you can. Remember that you can get your 50 event campaign progress every single day that this event is running, all 21 days. So if you're far behind, continue playing it after you've done the 14 days required to complete either of these events. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them down below. But that's going to be it for today. As always, thank you to all channel members and viewers for the continued support. See you guys around.